All right, basketball fans, are you ready for this? Because we are going deep today, diving into Complex's latest list of the top 50 NBA players right now.
It's quite a list, and it's pretty interesting when you think about it because we've had 6 different champions in the past 6 seasons.
Yeah, I mean, talk about a shakeup, right? Like, the league is just a whirlwind of talent right now.
It really is. And, it makes you wonder if this is like one of the most talent-rich eras in NBA history.
For sure. And you know what's really cool about this list is that it's not just your, like, typical ranking.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking like a 40-year-old legend, a 20-year-old phenom who people are already calling the alien and everyone in between. So,
Oh,
yeah, so like as we break it all down, let's see if your personal top 10 like aligns with theirs. You know what I mean?
sounds like fun.
All right, so let's start with a quick rundown of like players ranked 10th through 6th.
Okay.
And kicking things off at number 10 is Jason Tatum.
Well, he's faced some criticism lately, especially after, that finals performance and his kind of reduced role in the Olympics. But I think people forget that Tatum is still the reigning champion's best player. He's a walking bucket.
Yeah, that's true.
And his ability to create his own shot is so valuable in today's NBA.
Oh, for sure. And he's still so young, too. People forget that. All right, at number 9, we have Victor Wembanyama.
Ah, Wemby. Right. I mean, the hype surrounding this kid is astronomical, and rightfully so. He's already a defensive force, and his offensive game is developing so rapidly.
Yeah, he's only 20 years old. It's crazy.
It is crazy. And it's interesting. What I find really interesting is how he seems to thrive playing alongside a true floor general like Chris Paul.
Yeah.
CP3's veteran presence and passing ability are giving Wembanyama the space he needs and the opportunities he needs to really blossom on offense.
Totally. I mean, it's amazing to think about how his game's going to evolve over
Yeah.
the next few years. It's really exciting. Okay, at number 8, we have a very familiar face,
Oh, yeah.
Stephen Curry.
It's funny. Some people were questioning if Steph could still be the guy after a couple of down seasons, but then he leads Team USA to gold at the Olympics, and suddenly all doubts are silenced. I think what was most striking about his Olympic performance, though, was his willingness to play off the ball, and let others initiate the offense.
Right.
This adaptability is a testament to his basketball IQ, and it shows why he's still such a threat, even as he gets older.
For sure. It's like he's found like this whole other gear, right? And speaking of defying age, at number 7, we have LeBron James.
Oh, wow.
In his 22nd season.
Uh,
I mean, is this guy ever going to slow down?
It's remarkable, isn't it? His longevity is practically unheard of in the NBA.
Yeah.
But it's not just that he's still playing, he's adapted his game. I mean, look, while his overall scoring efficiency might have dipped a little bit, he's shooting a career high from three-point range.
Wow.
It's like he knew he had to evolve to stay relevant.
Yeah, that's such a good point. Like he's constantly refining his game, which is awesome. And rounding out our top 10 countdown, at number 6, we have Kevin Durant.
KD, he's definitely comfortable with his legacy at this point, but you can tell that competitive fire still burns bright.
Yeah.
Remember that relentless defense on Bogdan Bogdanovic in that Olympic gold medal game? I mean, he's not just coasting on reputation. He's still hungry to prove he's one of the best.
Right. You can't teach that kind of competitive spirit.
Hmm.
So there you have it, folks. Tatum, Wembanyama, Curry, LeBron, and Durant make up the 10th through 6th spots on Complex's list. What jumps out at you so far?
I think what's most striking is the blend of experience levels. We've got veterans like LeBron and Curry who are defying age. We've got established stars like Tatum and Durant who are still in their prime. And then you've got young phenoms like Wembanyama who are just scratching the surface of their potential.
Yeah, it's a really good point. And it really speaks to like the depth of talent in the league right now. But buckle up because it's about to get even more interesting as we delve into the top 5.
All right, let's do it.
At number 5, we have Joel Embiid.
Now, here's a guy who embodies the phrase dominant force, right? He's a beast in the paint, a skilled scorer, and a relentless rebounder. But the big question mark surrounding Embiid is his ability to translate that dominance into playoff success. He's shown flashes of brilliance in the postseason, but we haven't seen that consistency yet.
Yeah, he has those moments where he seems to get rattled under pressure.
Yeah. Right.
And sometimes it feels like opposing teams have figured out how to exploit his weaknesses. Like those double teams really get to him.
Yeah, and that's what separates the truly great players from the rest. It's not just about individual talent. It's about the ability to adapt, to overcome adversity, and to elevate your game when it matters most.
Totally. All right, moving on to number 4, we have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, or SGA as he's more affectionately known.
Yeah.
This guy's been making some serious noise lately.
SGA is a walking highlight reel. What impresses me most about him is his creativity on offense. He's got this incredibly diverse set of moves, step backs, euro steps, floaters, and he's constantly adding to his arsenal. Defenders never know what he's going to do next, and he's not just a regular season star. He's carried that dominance into the playoffs as well.
That's a good point. I remember watching him in last year's playoffs, and I was blown away by how easily he was getting to the rim and finishing through contact.
It's amazing.
And he's only going to get better as he gets more experience.
Absolutely. He's definitely a player to keep an eye on.
All right, at number 3, we have Giannis Antetokounmpo.
The Greek freak. His athleticism is simply off the charts, you know?
Oh, yeah.
When he drives to the basket, it's like watching a force of nature. But, here's something that's interesting. Some analysts believe that he's being slightly underestimated this season with another year playing alongside Damian Lillard.
Oh, wow.
They argue that Giannis could be poised for a major resurgence.
That's a scary thought for the rest of the league.
It is.
I mean, having Lillard's shooting and playmaking abilities alongside Giannis's raw power and defensive presence, that's a recipe for a championship contender.
A potent combination, no doubt.
Okay, holding down the number 2 spot is none other than Luka Doncic.
Luka Magic is the real deal. He was the league's leading scorer last year and finished second in assists. This kid is an offensive juggernaut.
Oh, yeah.
What sets him apart is his incredible basketball IQ and his ability to control the pace of the game. And now, with the addition of Klay Thompson, his already lethal drive and kick game becomes even more dangerous.
Hold on. For those who might not be familiar with that term, can you explain what a drive and kick game entails?
Of course, it's a style of offense where a player, in the case Luka, drives towards the basket, drawing the defense in, and then kicks the ball out to an open teammate on the perimeter for a shot, often a three-pointer. So with Thompson's sharpshooting abilities, Luka now has an elite target for those kickout passes.
I see that makes sense. So do you think this could finally be the year Luka claims that MVP trophy? He's been close in the past.
It's definitely within reach, but he'll need to improve his efficiency and maintain that high level of play throughout the season. The MVP race is always a tight one.
That's fair. And finally, at the top of the mountain, we have the reigning best player in the world, Nikola Jokic.
Jokic is a basketball savant. His passing ability is almost otherworldly.
Oh, yeah.
The way he sees the court, anticipates plays, and delivers those pinpoint passes is like watching a chess grandmaster orchestrating a game.
It's amazing.
And he's not just a passer, he's a ridiculously efficient scorer, too.
I remember watching him lead that underdog Serbian team in the Olympics. They almost upset Team USA in the semifinals. It was incredible to see how he elevated his teammates' play. They were moving without the ball cutting to the basket, hitting open shots. It was a clinic in offensive execution.
And that's the mark of a true leader, He makes everyone around him better. It's no surprise that he's considered the best player in the world right now. He's the complete package.
So we've got Embiid, SGA, Giannis, Luka, and Jokic as Complex's top 5 NBA players right now. What a lineup.
What a line.
But we've only scratched the surface of their stories, so stick with us, folks, because in the next part of this deep dive, we'll be analyzing what makes these players so good, their strengths and weaknesses, and their chances of winning a championship in the coming years. Welcome back, everyone. We just finished running through players ranked 10th through 6th on Complex's list of the top 50 NBA players. Are you ready to go even deeper into the top 5?
Oh, absolutely. Each of these players is exceptional in their own right. It'll be interesting to unpack what makes them so dominant.
Okay, let's start with Joel Embiid. We talked about his dominance in the regular season, but what about his playoff performances? What's holding him back from reaching that next level?
Well, there's this fascinating psychological aspect to Embiid's game. I think he's incredibly passionate. He wears his heart on his sleeve, but that same intensity can sometimes work against him. When things get tough, when he faces double teams or gets frustrated by calls, you can see him lose focus.
Right.
And in the playoffs, those mental lapses can be costly.
That's a really interesting point. It's not just about physical skills. It's about mental toughness, too.
Yeah.
Do you think that's something that can be learned or improved upon?
Oh, absolutely. Look at a guy like Kawhi Leonard. He's known for his stoic demeanor and unwavering focus. Part of that is personality, but it's also a skill that's been honed over time. If Embiid can learn to channel his emotions more effectively to stay locked in, even when things aren't going his way, he could become an even more formidable force in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's like the difference between raw talent and refined skill.
Exactly.
All right, let's move on to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. We were both Really impressed by his offensive arsenal. What specifically makes him such a unique and challenging player to guard?
SGA is a master of deception, you know?
Okay.
He's got this incredible ability to change speeds and directions on the dime. He'll lull defenders to sleep with a slow, methodical dribble and then suddenly explode to the basket with a burst of speed. Or he'll use a series of hesitations and crossovers to create just enough space to get off his shot. It's like he's playing mind games with the defenders.
I'm picturing it now, and it sounds almost unguardable. He's not the